Hey, this young brother here, he got some game on him. That boy got fucked. Why he just do that, man, like that? Oh, yeah, he's definitely underrated. No, hold on. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. Hey, men may lie, women may lie, referees may lie, coaches may lie. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. That ball don't lie. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's another edition of your Ball Don't Lie podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm your host, Mr. Corey Macklin Jr. Another edition, a lot of sports going on, but I got a special guest with me here today. If you guys are looking, you got the Warriors jersey on.
Hey, you know I had to rep the bag. You know that's home for me.
I was like, I forgot this man is from California, number 11. You can't forget that one, man.
Yeah,
that man. 11 threes back in OKC, Game 6. I remember that game.
Bro, that was maybe the coldest performance ever. It literally saved us from getting to the finals, man. We were cracking. You have to go Game 6 on the road to OKC. You know, things were not looking good. Clay has those moments where he just can go unconscious.
Man, unconscious.
I'll put something out there. I think he's the greatest heat check guy in the history of the NBA.
I might have to agree with you on that one too, man.
If you break it down, this man has got 3 untouchable records. So
yeah.
Listen, what James Harden's doing right now is incredible. He's averaging 37 a game, right?
37.
Clay got 37 in a quarter. 1 quarter.
I remember when I seen that, I said, hold on, man, you gotta be kidding me.
That's what I'm like, man. If you go, every time I'm having, a bad day or something happens, I'll just go watch those highlights, and I'm like, you know what? The world is a good place, you know? Clay doing that was nuts. He had the 60 points on 3 dribbles. You remember that?
Right.
That was nuts. And then I think he got, I want to say early this year, he got 14 threes.
14 threes Chicago.
Yeah.
I remember that.
In 3 quarters.
That's ridiculous. Him and Steph Curry on one team.
Yeah.
They have to be probably 1 and 2.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed because we had a lot of years that were trash.
Right. Now it's time for the come up.
Oh, the come up is very prevalent, man. I think this could be the last year, though. I do have my thoughts on KD and what he's going to do in free agency.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be able to re-sign Boogie, but hey, this has been
Boogie he said it's been open, so I mean anything is possible. I mean y'all got him this year.
Boogie's here, man, and we're just enjoying having that beast with us for the moment, you know. So. Yeah. Man, well, thank you for having me on the show, Mac Truck. I mean, it means a lot, man.
No problem, man. Will Decker. Sorry for the wait. Mr. Play-by-Play broadcaster, Mr. ESPN. Got a lot of titles. But let's jump straight into it, man. Jusuf Nurkic last night.
Oof.
Big-time injury. They might have ended their playoff run last night. CJ was already injured.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know how long CJ is out. He's going to be out for at least this 4-game road trip that they're going on. Man, what do you think about the Nurkic injury last night? It's a big blow to the team for sure.
I think it is, and I think the fact that they were able to achieve success in the Western Conference, which is still the superior conference in my opinion.
It is.
Nurkic was a huge part of that, and there's no way you can kind of backtrack out of that. Averaging, 16 and 10, is a +6 in the plus-minus ratio.
Yep.
He's definitely an important player. I don't think they would compete for a title with him anyways. I still think they're a couple guys away. But without Nurkic now, I think it's fair to say that they're going to drop in the standings and, will probably, be a first-round exit. And it's unfortunate because when you really think about it, outside of, Steph and Clay, if you're talking about the best backcourts in the league,
they definitely have one of the
Dame
best.
and CJ, they're near the top of the list, if not there. I mean, maybe Chris Paul and Harden are there, but Dame and CJ are legit.
Definitely
ballers.
One of the best. I was listening to CJ. He has a podcast as well.
Yeah.
He was on the pod with Draymond, and I know one year he didn't make the USA team. Yeah. And Draymond was like, "You got to be kidding, man! CJ is one of the best players in the NBA, one of the best guards that we have. There's no way he does not make this team." And that team didn't make it far at all.
Yeah, that fool is nice, man. Yeah. CJ, he's got the handles on deck. You see him just break
in and out, step back, pull up jumper. It's
dropping
serious.
Bodies out there, man. It's crazy. His handles, and then his jumper is so nice too. We've seen it at Memphis because I've been to some of the games. I think he's averaging 30 plus against Memphis this year.
Yeah, he kills Memphis every year.
So every year he's putting in the work, man. That dude's nice. And then Dame. I mean, he might be the only dude that I've seen that, like, once he crosses the half-court line, he's, like, in range to shoot.
Yeah.
The dude is
nasty. You seen it in the All-Star game this year. He crossed half-court like 2-3 times in a row and pulled up. West bench was going crazy. Well, Team LeBron was going crazy.
Exactly, man. So I think my prediction with Nurkic going down is, like, you know, I think they'll probably drop to, like, a 6 seed, you know, probably a first-round exit. What's your take on that, man?
I agree, man. I hate to say it, but the playoffs, like every year, Trailblazers struggle because of those injuries.
Yeah.
And it's been happening actually for a minute, even with draft picks. Greg Oden back in the day. Brandon Roy, who was hurt. I mean, Brandon Roy was a
that dude was a baller.
Oh, my goodness. But he got hurt. He ended up getting hurt and never came back to the league. Sometimes Dame gets hurt in the playoffs. They don't have him. Now they got Nurkic, who's having his best year, arguably. But to be to the point, Enes Kanter is there. What do you think about Kanter joining the team? I actually think, especially now, with Nurkic being out, Kanter can step into that role and possibly be that guy that he was in New York. What do you think about Kanter stepping into that role?
I think Kanter is a solid player. Like, he's one of the best rebounders we have in the league.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think he can fill that role offensively. Defensively, I don't think he can keep up with Nurkic has.
That's my same take on it.
And I'm kind of fed up with Kanter just, like, chirping, like, random dudes, man.
He
like,
chirps all the time.
I'm
Twitter,
man.
In real life, whatever you want to do, man.
Like, he's kind of been after LeBron, like, multiple times.
Yeah,
and
it's like his best friend or something.
Yeah, dude. It's like you can't check LeBron in anything in life. So, like, Kanter.
Let's just stop it there, man.
Listen, like, you're a good rebounder, but, like, man, just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Like, man.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Man, CJ being hurt, it's definitely going to hurt him in the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, Nurkic, man, shout out to him and the whole Blazer squad. Terry Stotts last night said that the locker room was just quiet. I heard Damian Lillard's interview yesterday. He was, pretty much, you could see it on his face. The man was heartbroken for sure. He already knows that that's a big-time blow, especially going against those Warriors, man.
Yeah, man.
You cannot lose anybody. You got to be fully loaded, especially in the West.
You got to be. They could get some production out of Zach Collins. It could be early in his development because he was a lottery pick last year.
Right.
He's in his second season. He showed potential. Right? Yeah, he's good. Defensively, I think the first game of the season this year, he had like 5 block shots or something like that.
Yeah, I remember him, yeah.
He's not bad, but he might be too young to kind of fill that role now.
To hop into the playoffs right there.
Exactly. Because I think Nurkic was kind of like his big bro in terms of like mentoring him and getting him to that spot, but I don't even know if the guy can like legally drink right now. So for him to make an impact,
might be 20. I think he's 20.
Yeah, might be a little too young to make an impact in a big time playoff series. But the future looks bright for Collins. They're always like just one guy away with Portland. So I feel for your fan base, Portland.
Man,
you guys got the best backcourt outside of Steph and Clay, in my opinion. And man. You're not far. You just need one more dude.
Just one more piece, man. It's always that one more guy. Speaking of big bro, Lillard was talking about his interview yesterday with Nurkic. He said he treats him like it's his little big bro.
Yeah.
When he came over to his house the other day just to see his kid. He came to his kid's first birthday party one time. They're pretty close, he said. So a big time blow for them. Let's see what the Blazers do in the first round of the playoffs. Hope they get far, but that Nurkic injury is going to be pretty tough. Let's switch gears real quick. One of the young cats in the league just dropped 59 points last night.
Sir.
59. Hot 59. But his team only scored 92.
Yeah, I know. How whack is that? Yeah,
92 points and you score 59 of them. That's a big percentage, man.
Phoenix is a dumpster fire right now. I don't think there's any other way to phrase that.
Devin Booker, something special.
Wet like a book, like Drake once said. He's kind of a baller, man. But I looked at the point guards that Phoenix have had, and Book has had to take over a lot of the point guard duties. He's great off the ball, but it was DeAnthony Melton and Eli Okobo. Like, if you're talking to like just even like people that like know the NBA, if you're just like, yo, like DeAnthony Melton's my favorite player, a lot of people would be like, dude, who is that? Yeah, who is that?
The only reason I pretty much know DeAnthony Melton is because of fantasy basketball.
Yeah, word. Yeah,
pretty much.
If you weren't doing fantasy, I don't think you would know who he is.
I was like, D'Anthony melted, but he actually does work for fantasy sometimes. So.
They just don't have a point guard. I think they hired the wrong coach in Kokoshkov. Their front office is a mess.
That's their biggest worry, their point guard, too, I believe.
They fired,
Alfred Hayden went to New Orleans, and, man, he dropped 5 triple-doubles this year in a row.
He's nice. He can't stay healthy, though, but he's nice.
Now he hasn't stayed healthy because he's been on my fantasy team again, and he's been on and out, and I had to drop him and pick him up. So, I mean, that's tough. But
New Orleans looked like a problem with him in the lineup, with kind of filling the Rondo role from last year at the beginning of the season, but the health issues we were just talking about.
Right.
But with Phoenix, just a bad display out there, but I think they're kind of in tank mode right now. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, who do you think they should take at number 1? Because they get it, for me personally, I know Zion is like the guy, and every other team should take him, and I'm actually a huge fan.
Right.
But for that team specifically and what their needs are, I think they got to go Ja Morant.
I think they need a point guard, and Ja Morant is probably going to be the special guy. Ja Morant, definitely special, man. NCAA tournament, oh my
He's
goodness.
got bunnies, dude.
Turn heads everywhere, but he's been turning heads all year, man. He's been in the top 3 in the draft board all year.
Yeah, no, the kind of wave of people that, are now kind of on his bandwagon are people that didn't get to watch Murray State.
Yeah,
so I think for the hoop heads like, me and you or just the average guy, when I saw him top 3 in the draft, where I was like, I got to see who this guy is. This is back in like November, October. And man, the dude looks like a John Wall, like Westbrook, like type of athlete. Yeah. And the fact that he was able to get 16 assists in that NCAA game
off the rip,
first
game,
the dude's got everything you'd want in a package. So
triple double, big time stage. I mean, if you want to do it somewhere, do it at the NCAA tournament.
And this is taking nothing away from Zion, because that's my guy too.
Yeah, I agree, because you have to pick what's best for your team. And I don't think Zion is what's best for Phoenix right now. Yeah. Like I said, they definitely need a point guard. Their point guard position is, abysmal right now.
Dude, yeah.
They definitely need a point guard. Ja Morant, I think him and Booker and Hayden. Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
That'll be a big 3, man.
Unlike other teams that, they're struggling right now, they have pieces in place. Yeah. Ayton, take the numbers, and he's put up pretty good numbers, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people be like, oh, it's empty stats. Try to get your numbers without a solid point guard for a non-ball-dominant big. You know what I mean? So Ayton, he's gifted, man. I just give him some time. There's a reason this guy was picked in front of Doncic and Jaren and Bagley and Trae Young.
He has the tools, man.
Yeah, this dude's legit. So, I think you put a Morant there, a guy who can facilitate the ball, take pressure off of Booker, and just makes Ayton a better player, and you pair that with a TJ Warren.
And it takes the double teams off Booker and Ayton at the same time, because you can't double team either one of those with Ja Morant. If Ja has the ball,
man, Ja's nice, dude.
You got to stay on him, man.
Yeah, Ja, I've been impressed, man. I've liked what I've seen from him. And, even Josh Jackson, I'm not that high on him. He's got a lot of issues with his shot and whatnot. But he showed at least a little bit of an improvement where you can still take that gamble the next couple of years.
That's another reason probably why I would pick Zion, because they just got Josh, 2 years ago?
They got Josh Jackson. They got TJ Warren.
Yeah.
They got...
That small 4 position is
they probably packed. They probably got to give up on Dragon Bender right now.
Oh, yeah. Bender has definitely been a bust.
That dude is the sorriest dude. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're watching this, Dragon.
Definitely a bust.
Sorry, dude. I remember sitting there watching the draft, and I went to school in Arizona, so I went to ASU. And
oh, my goodness. Number 4.
Yeah, I was sitting in my living room, and Bender gets drafted. I'm just like, you guys bossed it. It's
you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, there's zero chance this works out for y'all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was bad, man.
Yeah, but
it was bad.
What's your takes, man? What do you think needs to happen with Book and all that? I'm interested in your
with Book, man. Just dropped 59 and dropped 70 at the Boston. Both of them with losses though. That's because he does not have a team though. But man, he's definitely going to be one of the special guys in the league. Kobe already stamped his name a couple times. A lot of other guys stamped his name. Booker's going to be something special. I think you just need to work around him and Ayton.
Yeah.
And like you said, Ja Morant, I know it was a lot of talking about the number 1 position, number 1 draft pick going up and the number 2 draft pick coming up, Zion and Ja. But I think in that position, you have to pick what's best for your team.
Yeah.
I do think Zion on all draft boards is number one for sure, but I mean, in this predicament, I think Zion is special for this team.
Just to kind of segue, did you watch that Duke UCF game this weekend?
I did, man.
That was incredible. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm watching the game. I'm like, Memphis beat this team by 20 twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
I know.
Like, could they compete with Duke?
Dawkins, the kid, the coach's son, Johnny Dawkins.
Oh, yeah.
I think his name's like Aubrey.
Yeah.
He may have worked his way into like
I think he did too.
Because that fool was
32 points.
To play your best game of the season against a Duke team, which every NBA scout is watching.
Every NBA scout.
And the dude couldn't miss. I mean, one of the shots he missed in the fourth, I think he had made like two or three straight like jumpers.
Yeah.
Went in and out. So like, it was like almost in and it
Oh, my
dropped.
goodness.
So he was just feeling it and could not have picked a better game to turn up for. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, man. That was big, man, dropping 32. Almost had the game-winning putback, too.
Yeah.
Went all the way in and came out. I'm sitting right there, and I'm like, man, oh, my goodness gracious. March Madness has definitely been living up to the last couple of years. Let's switch gears one more time. Let's get further into the West.
Yes,
Oh, you got your jersey on, so I know you love those Warriors, man.
Yeah, man. Not you could tell, like not even like a huge fan, just like repping all the time.
But it's another team out in the West. They're in California too.
Oh,
Where's the number 23 though?
Hey, okay, so LeBron,
Yeah, the Lakers, man. They've been kind of a disappointment this year, but they had a lot of injuries.
They did. I got my thoughts on the Lakers.
A lot of injuries, and now they're already talking about a coach change. I mean, the season isn't even over. What do you think about that already, man?
Well, I think there's zero chance Luke Walton comes back, but I don't think it's for the right
zeros.
I don't think it's for like the right reasons though, because hypothetically, you start the season and you're 20-14, right, on Christmas Day when LeBron gets injured.
Right.
Everyone's saying Luke Walton's doing a good job, moving your way up the West. So LeBron gets injured. Yeah, he's going to be out for a little while, but when he comes back, we're going to start balling. So he leaves for a little bit.
That was the plan.
And yeah, you got some injury issues as well. But that Anthony Davis trade, and I would have done this too if I could make sure it happened. But when that trade does not happen and you're throwing the names of teammates out there and
just about the entire starting five and some of the bench.
And they know it was connected with LeBron, whether he did this or not, because Rich Paul is LeBron's like right-hand man, right?
And Anthony Davis is his agent.
So I've been fortunate enough to go into the Lakers locker room after both times in Memphis. And the second time when they lost to the Grizz out here,
how was the atmosphere in there, man?
That was the most divided locker room I've been in.
No talking?
From a standpoint of just no one's talking. LeBron's sitting there. He gets all the media attention as he should because he's LeBron. He's like
that
a top
was the time he
player.
made that quote out there, man. You just gotta put this stuff away and just play basketball. I remember that quote that came out like you just gotta play basketball, no excuses.
Yeah, it was just a debacle, and LeBron, kind of. And I've got a great amount of respect for him. I think he's a phenomenal dude on and off the court. But for him to kind of challenge his teammates to play defense, and then you have we've seen clips of him like Kuzma pushing him out to play D.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Him not getting the box out on the rebound or just kind of giving up. I mean, I just don't know how you can call out your teammates when you're not giving 100%. Does that make sense?
I get you on that one.
Yeah. So it's a lot of problems. They do have a lot of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But boy, I
think that
switched
chemistry
up like that.
I think that chemistry at that time when they were going for the trade.
Yeah.
At the age of the Lakers players, I don't think they actually took that with a grain of salt and threw it away. I just think they held on to it and they couldn't get away from it. They're probably all on social media swiping up and down. It's probably still in their heads while they're playing basketball. I mean, they are getting paid, but I mean, it is different when your name is getting trade talk left and right with your teammate. I guess being at the helm, that is kind of different.
Yeah, and these are guys that are like 22, 21 years old. So their whole life they've been catered to. Like Ingram's probably been the best player he's played with his whole life, right?
Yep.
Lonzo's probably been the best player he's played with his whole life up until the NBA. So you have these guys that have never been in that situation, and then they're also from the era like us. Like they're on social media all the time, like you're saying. And, you're constantly hearing that your name's going to be dealt and stuff like that. And I think that does take a toll. I mean, there's no way it doesn't. So I think that helped screw up the chemistry of the team for a little while. Maybe it's still an issue, but yeah, the Lakers have been a problem. But if they were to move on from Luke Walton, I've heard talks about Jason Kidd. What do you think about J. Kidd?
J. Kidd, man, he was on the Jump the other day and was talking about that, man. I think he'll be a good fit with him and LeBron playing together. Jason Kidd's been a top point guard in this league for, he was 15-plus years.
Yeah.
So he knows what to do on the court. As a coach with the Milwaukee Bucks, I think he took that team to another level before he got fired. And now the Bucks are number 1 in the East. So I think actually the same thing with the Warriors. Mark Jackson before he got fired, I think he took that team up to a notch right before Steve Kerr got there. Yeah. And I like J. Kidd, man. I like his player style, I like his coaching style as well. I think they'll mesh. Them two being Hall of Fame players, I think they'll mesh with their coaching style and both of those players looking to get a championship.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you want to have a coaching figure that LeBron respects, right?
There you go.
And J. Kidd was a teammate of his on the Olympic teams and, was a guy that has had success in this league. And I'm sure LeBron, has that, utmost respect for a guy like J. Kidd. And he's able to do that because we've seen at times if you can't get a coach that meshes well with LeBron, it just kind of becomes like a divided situation.
Yeah, it does.
Him and Luke never really hit it off, in my opinion. David Blatt's another example. There's even talk about Spoelstra, like early in his career in Miami, when that was an issue. So it really comes down to if LeBron trusts this guy and can he make him better. And I think J. Kidd does check those boxes. Right. He came from Brooklyn. He started his career as a coach there. He had his best season his first year on the job there.
Yeah.
Then went to Milwaukee. I think he could have done maybe a little bit better there. Budenholzer has taken them from like here to here, in my opinion. We all know how good Giannis was, but it was the supporting cast. And they added Brook Lopez and a couple other dudes.
Right. A couple other All-Stars. Kind of like what Golden State did a little bit, like right after Mark Jackson left. I think they added Andre Iguodala. And they had a couple more pieces that'll put them over the top just to be one of the best teams in the West. They've been the best team the last 4 or 5 years for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
The same thing with the Bucks, pretty much.
That's right, Corey. We have been the best. Yeah.
I can't lie, man. Much as I hate to say it, much as I want to say LA, and I'm just a new LA fan because I'm a LeBron fan. So.
I feel. Yeah.
Much as I hate to say it, I gotta say it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. J. Kidd, hats off to him. I think he's got to be the lead candidate right now.
I agree.
I've heard Jay Wright's name from Villanova tossed around from one of my diehard Laker buddies, but I don't know if that one's true. So
we're going to find out pretty soon, man.
Yeah.
J. Kidd was, he said you can't turn it down for sure. It's definitely one of the prestige franchises in the world, he said.
Yeah, well, he's campaigning for himself on that
Of course.
He's like, the Lakers. Like, I didn't know you were going to ask me that. Yeah, I'm in. Let's talk some money. He's
like you guys are asking some tough questions right now.
He's like switching cameras. He's like, He's like, let's get that contract drawn up. What about that, Lakers? Yeah.
That's crazy how fast Luke can be in there and how fast a coach can be out, too.
Yeah. I actually think Luke got the raw end of the deal on that. Because, he was doing well, and then just, if LeBron gets injured, obviously your team's going to take a step back. And then he had no part in that chemistry thing with the trade talks.
No part.
So that,
it's really not his fault, because they were top 4 in the West before LeBron got hurt, right?
I guarantee you if they make that Anthony Davis trade,
Luke
Walton is the coach for next year.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
For sure.
It is totally
if they made that trade, but the owner for New Orleans, he didn't want to make it at all. And I heard that if he made it, he'll be fired, but he didn't make it, and he was still fired.
Yeah, Dell Demps. Dell Demps, the GM.
Should have just traded him.
Dell Demps was already a terrible GM, and then just couldn't get that trade done. So everyone just thinks the worst of that guy. He'll be lucky to work another GM job in basketball.
You're right. I agree, man. I appreciate you coming on the pod, though, man.
Of course, man. Corey Mack, anytime you want to have me on the pod, I'm your guy. So,
no problem, man. I appreciate it, man. Next time, just come with a Lakers jersey.
Hey, I don't know about that, but we'll have to work something out.
Yeah, we can work something out, man.
We'll make a bet. Maybe in the upcoming. If the Warriors lose the championship or like don't win it this year, I'll come in with like a throwback like Shaq jersey or some shit. Yeah.
I can agree with. I can get down with that.
Corey Mack, my guy. Thank you for having me on, man. Absolutely.
Mr. Will Decker. Oh, tell them where to follow you on social media and stuff too, man.
Oh man, Instagram, Dilliam Wecker. It's William Decker, but I switched the W with the D. So just Dilliam Wecker, just all lower cases. And I started an Instagram basketball page. It's called 3&D Analyst. So look into that. Just add 3&D Analyst, and that's where you can find me, man.
I appreciate it, man. Y'all heard him, man. Go follow him. Go follow my guy. He came on to the pod. Didn't have to. I appreciate it, man, once again, man.
Anytime you need me, man. Appreciate you,
man. Episode 4. I appreciate you guys tuning in. You never know who else we're going to sit down with. Episode 5 coming up soon. See you guys later, man.